Welcome to my channel. It's Tony Gypsy Rose. This is part of a series that I started. This is the third week now. My Sunday ritual. So I started a series to help women who rage. That's something that was very pervasive in my life for a long, long time. And I did a lot of work. And now I no longer have the energy of rage. It has shifted, and it's a beautiful thing. So I did it without meds and many years of therapy. So this evening, what I want to talk to you about is part of self-awareness, because I know that I spoke of self-acceptance last week. So this week it will focus more on, there's two particular things I want to focus on when it comes to self-awareness. And it's something called non-judgement. It's a Zen practice and mindfulness. Now, these things have been around for a very long time, but I was exposed to them more so in '06 when I did dialectic behavior therapy, because I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, not with addiction issues, higher functioning, no judgment on anyone, but impulsivity, black and white thinking. I'll get more into that as we go along. Stormy relationships, these things. So, and the rages, big time, huge. So dialectic behavior therapy really changed my life. Because mindfulness and non-judgment is such an amazing practice. So I have made it a part of my life since 2006. So when you start, it's just a shift, and it is so altering for our thinking, because our society, it really promotes judging and criticizing and comparing. So what we're doing is just shifting that to a place of holding a space of more acceptance, more awareness. So they say, don't judge your judging. So we're going to slip, I even slip, because it's easier now. I just do it naturally, but it's definitely a process. So I grew up with, the normal criticizing and judging. So now I tend to focus on love-based thinking rather than fear-based thinking. So when we're comparing ourselves to others and we're doing that whole separation thing, like I mentioned last week, it's all fear-based, and we're not realizing that we're all connected as souls. So we're going beyond just the outer realm of physicality and the mind. And I'm going to get more into these more spiritual aspects as we go. But tonight, we're just focusing on mindfulness and non-judgment. These are spiritual practices, part of Zen Buddhism, but you don't have to be Buddhist or anything like that to practice them. This was part of our therapy. It helped us to be more present in the moment, because in reality, we have nothing but right now. We are creating the future now, and everything we're doing in this moment. So are we focusing on lack? Are we focusing on our physical pains, our financial situation, our burdens, our poor me, this and that? So it's really just a shift in what you're focusing on in that moment. And it becomes very natural. You don't have to, really try after a while. So there are certain techniques you can do, though, to practice mindfulness. You can stare at a candle flame. You can really, really hone in on what someone's saying and tell them that you're going to mirror back what they said. And this is a way of creating listening skills, because I know for me, I learned to be a listener. I was a talker, and I wasn't fully present so often that I wasn't really having that awareness to be giving that person my full presence. And that's a beautiful, amazing gift when we can do that. And then the judgment is all connected. So if we're judging someone, there's no room to love them. So as Mother Teresa said. So if we're suspending our judgment, we're not going to judge them based on their hair or their clothes or anything. We're just going to see them as a being, a soul. That's the goal. When you look at somebody, you just say, get to know this person. You might talk to them for 5 minutes. You might never see them again, but at least you're honoring them as a human being, as a soul. So non-judgment and mindfulness are beautiful practices. Then you can look into it more. There's books. There's amazing books on these things. So Peace is Every Step is one of the books that I recommend by Thich Nhat Hanh. He's a wonderful teacher of mindfulness. So it's just a practice. These are practices. So I recommend, I never tell anyone what to do. I do spiritual counseling and stuff, but I never tell, I just recommend. And, it helped me, it changed my life. So all I can do is tell you and share with you what works for me, and you try it out. If it doesn't make sense to you, or if you're not ready for it, it's okay. There's no judgment. So that's the whole point, So yeah, so just give it a try, maybe just for today. That's how we talk, just for today. It's like the 12th step, really. Just for today, I will not judge. Just for this hour, just for this moment, I will not judge. Just for this moment, I will be here now. And there's a great book by Ram Dass called Be Here Now. And he's a wonderful teacher as well. So there's so much out there for us. I just want to, just mention it to you in case you've never really thought about it before. These things are really beautiful tools that we can allow in our daily lives. And for me, it is a way of life. And I would never change it because it's been really beautiful. So, feel free, as always, to ask me questions. I'm here. This is a series. There's going to be a lot more. There's just so much to the whole realm of rage, because so much of it comes from our perceptions of what we see outwardly and also inwardly. So how we see ourselves, the deeper stuff of our relationship with ourselves, and learning to sit with our own company. And so often, people are uncomfortable in their own skin, and they're not able to enjoy being alone with themselves and really having a full, complete relationship with themselves. And then they're always coming from a needier place of wanting to distract themselves from feeling their feelings. They're numbed out. They're not in touch with their feelings. So there's many, many layers. And I became so comfortable in my own company that I actually have to have solitude. I have to have it as my balance for, being an introverted extrovert, basically, where I need solitude to recharge because my energy comes from within myself, not from others. So I sometimes am like a lighthouse where others want to be around me, and they want to, they don't realize they're taking energy. So then I have to be alone and just chill. And I love being in my home. It's my nest, my security, my safety zone. So there's so much to talk about. And this is just one little area. So as we go along, there's going to be much more unfolding. And I hope you continue to, tune in. Okay, so please subscribe to Gypsy Rose Wellness on YouTube. Have a blessed evening. Happy Day of the Dead, and honor the relatives. And maybe they'll come visit you in your dreams tonight. You never know. The veils are thin right now between the material and the spirit worlds. So blessed be. Take care. Namaste.